What is going on, guys? Bubble Carrier News here, and T-Mobile seems to be at an argument and is basically fighting. The usual with T-Mobile with Dish. Now, this time, what they're fighting for is they're fighting for 12 gigahertz of spectrum. Now, what's basically going on is, so I believe that there was like some agreement that basically, I'm pretty sure this is for 5G, that T-Mobile, there was an agreement that for Dish and for T-Mobile to who would get 12 gigahertz of spectrum for use for their 5G. Now, 12 gigahertz of spectrum, I looked it up. I basically saw images on how it works, and it's basically has to do with midband. Now, midband spectrum, it can work in many ways. It can work, outside. It can maybe work indoors. I'm not really sure how it would honestly work. But what the T-Mobile is basically doing is, but what you guys know how T-Mobile is. When something doesn't go with T-Mobile's way, they whine and complain. They said they have to get the last lap. They have to get the treat. They have to, they act like a child. They act like very childish. Mommy, I want like mommy, please, like, oh, it's no fair. Why did I lose? They can't really accept defeat. And with this defeat I'm talking about is what T-Mobile, there was an agreement or some I believe contract or something like that, that T-Mobile and Dish were basically saying, okay, we want 12 gigahertz of spectrum. Now, I'm not sure how much of that spectrum is. We do know what mid-band, low band, and millimeter wave is. But with this 12 gigahertz of spectrum, there's about like a certain amount. There's like maybe like let me see how like I think 12, like I think 15, like it's like a package of like 15 12 gigahertz of spectrum. It's basically, think of like a package with like 12 gigahertz of spectrum is in box, but it's like multiple sets, like 24, or let's say it has like 100, and it's ready to use, for a carrier or for their service. And I don't know how, but I believe T-Mobile lost the I would say like a bet or the agreement to Dish Wireless, and T-Mobile is, they're not having it. They're basically saying, why did we lose this? Like, why did we lose it? We want it fair and square. And then they're coming at Dish Network for saying, why did they win 12 gigahertz of spectrum if they don't even have their 5G up and running? So they're basically roasting Dish Wireless for saying he won it, but he's not ready to use it because his system is not open, or like it's just not ready to use. So what basically T-Mobile is saying is that Dish Network should not be getting this because it's not going to be used. It's basically going to be a waste. And like I said, T-Mobile's complaining, can't win a fair bet, and what basically T-Mobile wants to do is they want to put it in an auction, or there's the auction coming up, so T-Mobile and Dish can fight for it again. They can literally like go play tug of war and try to win that from them. But Dish Wireless is saying, look, we won this fair and square. Like, there's no reason for this to go up on a bet again, or just to see who won it. What's done is done, and T-Mobile's not buying it. Now, T-Mobile does have a lot of spectrum. They have a lot of gigahertz. They have 2.5 gigahertz, but I think T-Mobile wants to do is they want to expand this 12 gigahertz of spectrum with their current network. Now, I mean, I guess that could help out T-Mobile, but I'm trying to think, like, the fact that T-Mobile doesn't invest a lot of their money into their spectrum, and and what blows my mind is Dish Wireless also is actually investing the same amount. Dish Wireless is investing $10 to $12 billion, just like T-Mobile. But what T-Mobile is like scared of is they're scared that Dish is going to implement this 12 gigahertz of spectrum more efficiently than how T-Mobile's doing it. Because they have the help from AT&T and US Cellular and all these companies helping them out. They're basically scared that if 12 gigahertz is going into the hands of Dish, and Dish goes public with their 5G network, they're afraid that they're going to be passed up. I mean, if they're passed up, that's what it is. It's, you can't really say, if you're gonna go public with 5G in the market, you're gonna get results. You're gonna have these, situations where, like, oh, my spectrum is getting good, all right, let's go, that's great. But T-Mobile does not. T-Mobile is scared to basically go back to last place. You guys remember 2010 through 20, 17 or 18, how T-Mobile was in last place. T-Mobile was not the number one carrier. You know, their 4G LTE wasn't doing so good. They were focusing more on getting customers than they were increasing their service, because back then T-Mobile wasn't you know, they were last place. Their coverage wasn't good. They basically came out as they were out as like as basically a new carrier, and you know they wanted to compete with the others, but obviously didn't have enough capital. What T-Mobile basically did is they were getting more customers for about 10 years to actually build the network that's going on today. And T-Mobile just can't handle the fact that 12 gigahertz of spectrum will go to Dish. And as soon as Dish goes public with their 5G, with their service and everything going on, you know, they're going to be passed up and Dish is going to be in last place. And Dish knows this. Dish knows that they can't surpass all the carriers. They like with the way they budget things, and like they're putting more money into their marketing and getting more customers than their 5G. This is basically the same route they took 10 years ago. It's the same thing going on. Like what I would do is split marketing and and fixing your service 50-50. 50% of your money goes to marketing, so you get some customers, not like a huge amount. You get some customers, like maybe a mil or something. You know, it's better than nothing. And then the other 50% focus on your network, with your 5G. And instead of actually just talking and actually saying, "Oh, our 5G is the greatest," you know, just act, you know, if you can actually improve it, that'd be great. You know, it's better to take action than to just talk words, because that's just not how, you know, that's just not how a company, especially T-Mobile, $1 billion company, should be going on or going through this. And this fight's basically going to be settled. This base fight's basically going to be settled again with the FCC, and I don't know how exactly it's going to go down. You know, the FCC could just tell T-Mobile, look, stop doing this. They want it, get over it, or it's just not going to be pretty. I don't know what they could do. They could take legal actions for T-Mobile for not complying. It's just a big mess, and in my own opinion, I think T-Mobile should just settle down and just let it go. Like if you did not win 12 gigahertz of auction spectrum, just let it go. Let Dish, you know, let Dish have it, and honestly, go back to focusing on your 2 gigahertz and your 5G and your 5G ultra capacity, as people call it. You know, I think T-Mobile needs to, you know, grow up. They need to get their act together and just stop complaining, because here's how I want to say it. If you're marketing your if you're increasing your marketing plus also investing a lot in your 5G, you shouldn't be complaining about losing a couple gigahertz of spectrum. You know, what's done is done. I think T-Mobile needs to man up and actually start focusing on their network, because if they focus on this 12 gigahertz of spectrum that they did not win or did not demand to win, or however you want to call it, they're going to get sidetracked, and their service will not improve. They'll get sidetracked. And you know, 5G is so new, they're in a good position to be focusing on 5G, but I do not think they should be sidetracked. They should be focusing on what's going on, you know, their own service, their own business, and just let it slide. You know, 12 gigahertz of spectrum, it's gone. You didn't win it. You know, move on. I just think T-Mobile is going to get too sidetracked on this. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think T-Mobile should move on? I personally think they should move on. I don't think I don't think they should be complaining on something that they didn't win. You know, it should not be put in auction again. Just pointless. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.